Dear pioneers, visionaries, and believers of a new digital frontier, today we come together at a pivotal moment, a crossroads where patience meets destiny. Before us lies a mystery. The true pie whales, the largest holders of this new digital gold, have not yet made their move. Stay with me, because what you're about to discover could change the way you see the future of money forever. The world has entered a season of uncertainty. Economic hardships, financial instability, and technological revolutions are reshaping the very foundations we once trusted. The Pi Network, a vision of decentralized empowerment, has unlocked its mainnet. Yet the ones who hold the keys to massive liquidity and momentum, the true whales, remain silent, unmoved. Why? What are they waiting for? And what can history teach us about their hesitation? Let's journey together through time and uncover the hidden story behind the power of money and the forces that now stir beneath the surface. Thousands of years ago, humanity lived in a world without currency. Survival was the focus. Communities traded what they had, goods for goods, service for service. Barter ruled daily life. An apple could be exchanged for a loaf of bread, a chicken traded for a handful of salt. Simple, direct, immediate. But as communities grew, barter became too slow. Imagine a world where every deal needed a perfect match, where every transaction depended on someone else needing exactly what you had. It was exhausting. It limited growth. It chained communities to the randomness of mutual needs. Then came the first breakthrough, Mesopotamia's clay tablets. Over 5,000 years ago, in the Fertile Crescent between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, ancient scribes began recording debts and agreements on hardened clay. It wasn't money in your hand, but it was the beginning of trust beyond the moment. You didn't have to carry goods anymore. Your promise was enough as long as it was recorded and witnessed. This was humanity's first taste of a true economy. Then, around 600 BC, in ancient Lydia, located in what is now Turkey, another leap forward changed history forever. The world's first coins were minted, made of electrum, a natural alloy of gold and silver, shining with tangible value. Suddenly, wealth became portable. Value could be saved for tomorrow, traded for anything, transported across distances. Commerce exploded across Lydia, and then across the known world. Coins unlocked potential. They weren't just a medium. They were a symbol of power, stability, and ambition. Fast forward several centuries to the mighty Roman Empire. Here, the denarius became the coin of the world. From the windswept coasts of Britannia to the sands of North Africa, the silver denarius bought food, paid soldiers, and funded empires. Currency had become a global tool. Rome's economy grew larger than any seen before, thriving off trust in its money. But even Rome, with all its glory, couldn't escape a basic law of finance. Trust is fragile. When Rome's leaders debased the denarius, mixing it with cheaper metals, producing more coins without true backing, inflation surged. Prices rose. Confidence collapsed. The fall of Rome was not just swords and sieges. It was the slow, steady decay of economic trust. History's lesson was simple. Money must be real. Money must be trusted. Or it will fail. Centuries passed. Eastward in China, the Song dynasty introduced a new invention, paper money. It was revolutionary. Instead of heavy coins, merchants carried lightweight notes backed by imperial authority. Trade flourished like never before, reaching across continents. Paper currency empowered societies to think bigger, to build faster, to dream beyond local markets. Economies expanded like wildfire. But once again, trust proved fickle. During the Yuan dynasty, paper money collapsed under the weight of overprinting. Too many notes, too little faith. Prices skyrocketed. The economy plunged. Hyperinflation is not a modern problem. It haunted empires long before it haunted nations. As Europe awoke during the Renaissance, another wave of financial innovation swept across the West. Banks rose from the merchant houses of Venice and Florence. Promissory notes became common, linking promises to real goods like gold and grain. Gold standards emerged, anchoring value to something tangible, something trusted. A golden age of global trade blossomed. Ships crossed oceans. Markets opened. The seeds of modern capitalism were sown. But history, ever cyclical, brought fresh challenges. The 20th century came roaring in with industry, innovation, and unimaginable destruction. 2 world wars shattered the old systems. Empires fell. Currencies collapsed. Out of the ashes, the United States emerged, offering the dollar as a new global anchor, backed by vast gold reserves. For a time, the world believed again. But even this foundation was not forever. In 1971, President Nixon took the United States off the gold standard. The dollar became fiat, backed by trust, not by gold. And once again, humanity stepped into a brave new experiment. A world where money existed only because we all agreed it did. Today, we live in that world. But trust once again is fraying. Debt spirals higher, inflation returns, banks wobble, governments stumble. And against this backdrop, a new revolution rises: digital currency. Bitcoin broke the dam wide open in 2009. A currency without borders, a currency without rulers. Ethereum followed, smarter, faster, opening the world of decentralized applications. And now, Pi Network steps forward, promising to put cryptocurrency into the hands of everyone. Not just the wealthy, not just the powerful, but anyone with a smartphone and a dream. A world built on merit, participation, and belief. A network mined not by expensive machines, but by trust, loyalty, and vision. Yet here's the great mystery. The true whales of Pi Network, the pioneers who mined from the very beginning, who hold millions of Pi, have not yet migrated. Their tokens remain suspended in the liminal space between testnet and open mainnet. Why? Are they afraid? No, they are wise. History shows us that when new forms of money arise, those who hold great stores of it wait. They watch. They measure. They strategize. They know that premature moves can collapse value. That fear can erode wealth faster than time. They are waiting for liquidity, for stability, for signals that the economy is mature enough to sustain real exchange without chaos. They are waiting for apps, merchants, marketplaces, real-world integration. They are waiting for trust. Just as the merchants of ancient Rome waited for the stability of their empire before expanding trade. Just as the bankers of Renaissance Europe waited for kings and nations to honor their debts. Just as early Bitcoin miners waited years for the world to catch up to their vision. The Pi whales wait. Their silence is not weakness. It is preparation. And it tells us something critical. The moment they migrate, the moment they unleash their holdings into the open market, the Pi Network economy will ignite. Liquidity will surge. Valuations will shift. Opportunities will explode. And those who are prepared, who have built, who have learned, who have stayed patient, will be ready to ride the new wave. The history of money is not a history of numbers. It is a history of trust, of timing, of courage. And today you stand at the edge of a new chapter, a chapter that could redefine your future. Will you be ready when the whales move? So pioneers, we are living inside a history book being written right now. Will the Pi whales act in time? Will they lead on, or will they lose the greatest opportunity of a generation? You and I, we are part of this unfolding story. Stay ready, stay alert. History doesn't wait for those who hesitate. The window is narrow. The world is watching. And when the whales move, the tides of digital wealth will surge. Be ready to ride the wave, because the real Pi Network economy is not coming. It's already here, waiting for the first bold hearts to make their move. If you found value in this journey through history and the future of money, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned. The Pi economy is only just beginning, and your time to rise is now.